I don't know why, but I have a thing for capture cards. They're super cool to me. I love the fact that I can capture my gameplay footage and edit that later on down the road on my PC. Or I can go ahead and live stream it if I wanted to. The issue that I have found recently though is my capture cards will pass through 4K to my TV that I have here. Brilliant. They won't record in 4K. And when I recently tested out the 4K PhotoFast 4K Gamer, I think I've got that right, this actually outputs in 4K on the Nintendo Switch. Super cool. Check out that review. I will have it posted for you up there where you can check it out. So I was looking on Amazon and I found this here. This is the USB 3.0 Capture HDMI 4K Plus from DigitNow. And at $100, I'm like, how good can it be? Because most 4K capture cards are $200 to $300. Now, one concern that I had, and I had to really look through the specs on these, was a lot of listings on Amazon will say 4K capture card. It'll take a 4K input in, but it doesn't output 4K to whatever you're recording on. This promises to output 4K 30 frames per second. Let's go ahead, let's check it out. So here we have the DigitNow USB 3.0 capture card, and it's interesting that it is saying HDMI 4K Plus right on the box. Ultra HD, ARGB light, so that's going to be the little light strip down below here. Nothing really on those sides. On the back, let's take a closer look at the specs. So plug and play, no driver included. All aluminum body, has strong heat dissipation. Support ARGB gorgeous lighting effects, easily grasp the current working status. Supports microphone audio input, 3.5 stereo output. Supports microphone audio and HDMI audio superimposed capture. Supports input max resolution 4K 60 Hz, so it'll take up to 4K 60 Hz. And support capture max resolution. This is telling me 4K 30 Hz, so good to know. Supports most acquisition software such as VLC, OBS, AmCamp, etc. Didn't know VLC could do capture. Supports Windows, Android, Linux, and Mac OS. Conform to USB video and UVC standards. Conform to USB audio UAC standards. And everything else on the back here just in different languages. Let's go ahead and let's open this up. Okay, so here is, we don't need to pull it out of there, but or pull the plastic off of there. Here is the capture card itself. That is a sturdy block of aluminum, or aluminium if you prefer. This thing's heavy, wow. So it does have HDMI in and out, so you don't need to use a splitter with this. USB 3.0, DC 5 volts in, and then has your headphone, or basically your monitor, and then microphone input. Nothing else on here. I mean, that's sturdy. That's a solid hunk of aluminum. User manual. So USB A to A. So that's interesting to see that. I will bet you this is probably micro USB, or I'm sorry, probably, I'll bet you this is USB-C. That is USB-C right there, A to C. And then your HDMI cable. Now the one thing I want to see is if the cable indicates that this is an HDMI 2.0 or higher cable, because that'll be crucial to getting quality video. And I don't see any markings on this whatsoever, so a little disappointing to see that. This thing's tiny. I'm liking the size on this. Let's take a look at the manual real quick. So shows you exactly what it would look like in OBS Studio, which absolutely love seeing that. Has your wiring diagram and everything right here. For audio device, you need to use a custom audio device and use USB 3.0 4K audio. Works with other devices as well. Works on Mac. So USB acquisition resolution. Everything here is saying, yeah, this is going to be 4K, which I'm really interested to see whether or not this can actually capture and record 4K, and everything else is just in different languages. Now what I want to see here too, for connection, do I have to use power and USB, or if I can use that USB-C to capture as well? So we're going to test that out here in just a second on our computer. So starting off here, we're doing things a little bit differently. Normally I play and record at the same time, and for something like this, the pass-through would look completely normal and perfect for me. What I needed to see was how does it look during the editing process. And it took me a few times to get my settings right compared to doing a 1080p signal. Now this is using the PhotoFast 4K Gamer Plus on the Nintendo Switch. And looking at the way that Super Mario Odyssey looks here, you can see the colors look vibrant, they look good. Everything overall is working great. Now, I did find out early on, or realize early on, that I am locked in at 30 frames per second. So that is something to be aware of. But above and beyond that, this looked absolutely brilliant. Now moving on to Super Mario Kart, another game that looks and plays great. You can see again the colors and everything, they look great, they look vibrant, the sound is coming through wonderfully as well. That's the other thing, is the fact that the audio quality on this is very, very good as we go through and play. Now this is not designed to be a 4K system, it's locked at 1080p, but the 4K Gamer Plus is giving us 4K output. From here, let's switch up and go to our Xbox Series S. So first up here, this is F1 2021, and this is playing through my Xbox Series S. It will play 4K games on this, which is terrific. Again, look at the draw distance, look at the detail, everything here. Everything looks and sounds great. This is one of them that when I first set this up and everything, I did have some artifacting and some other issues in a previous video. I got those settings dialed in. It looks and plays great now. It's one of those things where, you know, we're getting 4K 30 frames per second, and this looks pretty good. Next up, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Now this is designed to look like a 16-bit era game, so this isn't the most demanding graphically speaking, but again, everything just pops off screen. It looks good, it sounds good, it plays great. Now, one thing that may be a little bit of a concern for some, no need to worry about it, no lag, no latency or anything on the pass-through. Now, I did try to play during the capture off of my computer. Yeah, that's a no-go. It doesn't work for that. But overall, this is looking and playing great.
Tournament match will help determine the landscape of the rounds to come.
And no one wants to get knocked out this early in the tournament. So while this isn't the finals, I'm still expecting a big match feel.
You're right, Saxton.
Well, this may be the greatest game in the history of our great sport as we fired up WWE 2K22 as Samoa Joe in a tournament. And same thing here. It just looks and plays wonderfully. This is overall a terrific experience. Now, going through and playing on this, you know, I did notice that it did get a little bit hot, but nothing like, you're not going to burn yourself if you touch it. It just got warm to the touch.
This was as dominant a win as I've ever seen, guys.
This is what you get when you...
Spider-Man, Shocker has escaped, and now he's robbing a bank on East 31st.
What happened? I thought he was behind bars.
Now over to the PlayStation 5, and here we have the Spider-Man game, which again, beautiful game. It looks awesome in 4K when you're playing it, and it looks even better, you know, on your TV than what you're seeing here. It is compressing it down through my render, through YouTube, everything along those lines. But here you can see the overall quality as we're zipping through the city, as we're battling enemies and whatnot. Absolutely beautiful game and so good. This is such a great game. Finally, my favorite game on the PlayStation 5 right now, this is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. And man, if you like bullet hells, if you like funny games, if you like games that are going to challenge you and have high replayability, Ratchet & Clank is where it is at. This is such an amazing series, such an amazing game. It's wonderful to have on the platform. And it's looking and playing beautifully here. I mean, I can see some things that I'm losing in the capture versus what I played originally through. But for going to YouTube or Rumble or Twitch or anything along those lines, this will get the job done.
All nefarious forces have been eliminated. Thank you, Ratchet.
Happy to help. And kick nefarious trooper butt.
Ratchet, that terminal. I must access it.
So what did I think of the DigitNow USB 3.0 capture card? First and foremost, it captures in 4K. So brilliant. Under 100 bucks, $99.99. I know I'm splitting hairs and I don't have many left to split. But at under 100 bucks, this does as advertised. It captures 40K. Now it is capped at 30 frames per second, so that is important to note. For what I'm mostly doing for stuff like the Switch, that's fine. That's absolutely fine with what I'm looking to do. And if I'm looking to stream or capture at a higher frame rate, I can do that through the PS4 and PS5. I do have Forza playing behind me. I don't capture as much on the Xbox. Just not as big of an Xbox player, but for what I needed, this delivered the goods. Now, there are a few things I don't like about it. I hate the fact that it's USB A to A to go ahead and connect to my computer. Now, in a pinch, I can use a USB A to C because I have USB-C connections on my PC to be able to connect this if something ever happens with that A to A cable. I also don't like the fact that the USB-C on here is just for power. I wish it was USB-C for data as well. But overall, this is damn good for what it is. For 100 bucks, I wish, this is personal preference, I wish it recorded on board to an SD card. I don't want to have my computer going in the background just because the fans are stupid loud. This does a really good job. It really does. I'm quite happy with it. Now, they do have a couple different color variants. Same thing, just different colors. And if you want to pick one of these up, I'll have them linked down below in a pinned comment for you. And if you want to check out like our review of the PhotoFast 4K Gamer Plus and more, I will have those videos linked for you right now. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to help support Rocksolid Productions and be a part of our community, there's a number of different ways you can do so. First and foremost, join us over on our Patreon page or become a channel member here on YouTube. By joining through either one of those methods, you get early access to just about all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. We also give you shout outs at the end of each and every one of our videos. You can also pick up some awesome Rocksolid Productions swag. We've got t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and more available through our Teespring store on screen right now too. You can also pick up some of our awesome 3D printed cartridge stands, Amiibo holders, Nintendo DS holders, and more by visiting our 3D printer store on screen right now as well. Links for everything will be down below in a pinned comment. If you want to stay up to date with everything we have going on here at Rocksolid Productions, make sure that you're following us on the different social media networks. We're We're on Facebook at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions, Instagram at instagram.com/RockSolidProductionsGK, and Twitter at RockSolidStudios. If you're looking to pick this and other retro and modern gaming accessories up, make sure that you head on over to CastlemaniaGames.com. He has a feature over there called Castle Cash, where the more you spend, the more you earn towards future purchases, and Castle Cash is just like cash. He also offers convenient payment plans for more expensive items over $50. Finally, make sure that you use promo code ROCKSOLID10 when you're shopping at CastlemaniaGames.com, as it can save you up to 10% on most items on the website. Again, thank you for watching this episode, and I cannot wait to see you again soon.